David, where to?
Oh, but that statue's so cool.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
All right. I know a shortcut. Cut through some alleys.
Excuse us, pardon us, sorry. Hey, that was good for dinner. Hey, oh, sorry. Oh. Don't walk on a grave. Oh, here we go. Okay, all right.
Wait, no, this way. Hold on. Yeah, this way.
Are you sure you know a shortcut?
I mean, I'm short, and I know how to cut through things. Yeah, this way. Yeah. Oh, here we are. Found it. Told you I'd find it.
All right. Zach, you were drawing the first heart.
3.
Erica?
Jack.
AJ.
Queen.
SJ.
Ace of Hearts.
Yay, we got them all.
It happened last year. A ghost was seen along the main road. The ghost seems lost, and the building where it was seen looks empty.
So the event happened last year, or the sighting happened last year?
Your call.
Okay. You see the statue here?
Yeah.
This, if you look at the placard, it's really worn, but this was a great hero from way back when, and he never made it home, right? But for whatever reason, he was the pride of the town. Like he was a warrior, and he helped stave off a great attack for another town, and we honored him with the statue.
St. Frederick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. I could never read the placard all the way. It's always like
it's so boring.
Then so St. Frederick, he never made it home, but he used to live in a small. At the time, it was like a cottage, little small bit of land with a tiny little like personal farm on it. He had like apple trees, little orchard. But he never made it home. All of the trees died. The land ended up being sold, and now there's houses here. But last year, a ghost perfectly resembling this statue, it had to have been St. Frederick, or at least a memory of St. Frederick, was seen roaming the streets. He kept walking to the house, and every time he would reach the house, he looked very confused, and people were saying that he would wander around the house like he was searching for something. He would wander through the alleyways, and like he didn't recognize anything in the area. And it hasn't been one of the more again, I prefer the less malicious things because tiny little guy, but you get really sad. You feel really sad because for whatever reason, like, you feel his loneliness. You can tell he is lost. He doesn't know where he is. But nothing. I mean, this place is completely different than it was when St. Frederick left. I mean, this town was maybe a third of this size, but you see him every like maybe twice a month. I think it's every second week.
Twice a month. Somebody should do something about that. That sounds dangerous.
Well, I mean, he doesn't hurt anybody.
No.
I mean, he does get lost. If we could help him, but I don't know how to help. I don't know how to help a spirit.
Oh, well, I might have a book I can help. We can try and figure it out. If you want, we can.
Well, I mean, if it's St. Frederick, and whatever it is, I want it to be like, I'd like it to be nice. I mean, something pleasant, like gently send him to the rivers, but like I don't want to.
Drop me back off at the inn, and you can do whatever you want with the rest of your night. I'm not going to take part in any ghost hunt.
But Torren, part of being about all these books is you can experience it yourself. I can show you. I can show you such things.
Or you could tell the story.
He should be appearing in about 3 days. Give or take like a day, 2.
We can totally come back here in 3 days. That would be awesome.
Sure. You all can come back in 3 days.
I'd rather go to bookstores, yeah. I'm with Torren.
Probably find a book on him. I mean, he was very famous. I mean, a long time ago, but I'm sure the Emerald Arbor has something.
Adely, you want to lead us to the next place?
Yeah, it's not too far, actually. Follow me.
Hold on, you gotta leave an offering at the statue.
Okay.
Adely pulls a silver coin from her purse and just slaps it on the statue. Okay, let's go. And we're just gonna go right up the road. And then there's this little arch with an open gate right here. And we can walk into this nice little courtyard here with the big tree, and it's nice and paved, and there's lots of places to sit and garden beds. And there's
take a seat on Some benches.
And there's lots of ribbons hanging from the tree branches.
All right, Erica, you're drawing the first heart.
I drew the 6.
6. Okay, AJ.
King.
King. SJ.
4.
4. Zach.
Also 4.
4.
Ooh.
It happened during a paranormal investigation. A ghost was seen on the second floor of the school. The ghost brushes people's hair out of their eyes. The building is hidden by an overgrown lawn or garden.
Adely has actually climbed up a tree, and she's sitting on a big, wide branch, swinging her feet amongst the ribbons. So, 60 or so years ago, this used to be a school. It was an orphanage school. And it was very nice. Back in the day, the woman who ran it really cared for the place. But then, as all people do, she died. And without someone to love the place and love the children there, it ended up closing down. The upkeep costs were determined to be too great. And this nice little garden here became overgrown. And you could hardly see the windows or the walls or the paths beyond all the plants that were growing. Now, as evident by our self-guided tour here, Pointe has a lot of hauntings, and there was an intrepid group who were determined to investigate every little paranormal secret they could about Pointe. A mighty undertaking. I actually have their book back home, but anyway. And they heard whispers of a ghost that could be spotted in this courtyard. So they came here, forced their way through a rusty gate, weaved in between brambles, stepping carefully over broken paving stones, and sure enough, when they looked up, they could see something in the second window, that window right over there, looking back down at them, excited because this was the first real ghost they had seen on their investigation. They forced their way into the building. The locks were rusty, it wasn't locked. And they quickly rushed up the steps. And as they did, one of them just felt this sense of familiarity about the place. And they go up the steps and they find their way to the window. And they look around. And the second one just couldn't help feeling like, why is this place so familiar? Until they turned around and were face to face with the ghost. Looking at the ghost, eye to eye, again that sense of familiarity hit them. And it wasn't until it reached out and brushed their hair from their eyes that they were struck by a memory of this same place, of this same woman, but from a much lower perspective. And they realized that when they were very small, this had been their school. And they're amazed that they could remember it all because they had been so young then. But this was the woman that had cared for them, that had bandaged their scraped knees, that had fed them every meal. And they stood there struck with tears in their eyes as the ghost smiled and then vanished. They left this school in the courtyard, deep in thought, and decided that they didn't want to leave it in such disrepair. And that's why the proceeds of every sale of their book goes to this nice little garden, but the school is still untouched.
See, they're nice ghosts.
You don't hear about them very often.
I guess I didn't realize this was that location. I have read that book. It's one of my favorite stories of this place.
Torren, do we have that book?
Do we have that book? Of course we do.
It's called The Hauntings and Mysteries of Pointe.
I like how they delineate the sections from like malicious to like pleasant. Like it's they separate like the spooky from the eerie. You know, like not so like evil or bad, but like ooh, it's a ghost. And then over here you got these are the dark spirits that all the bad things have happened. I generally tend to skip with those ones.
Those are the murder ones.
Yeah.
Well, those would be your favorite, huh?
Yeah.
Have you killed someone before?
No.
Okay.
I think we got time for one more story. Rabberto, you want to lead us back towards the inn?
Yes. That's a long way.
It is a long way.
Okay,
we could at
well,
least get started.
we can get a carriage, because I think I know of a spot. We'll call for a carriage, and since we're right here, we'll go over here to this little spot here, where right over here, and we'll call a carriage.
And a dark coach approaches with its coachman wearing a top hat, pulled by a big shaggy horse.
A ghost horse.
It's not a ghost horse.
Strikingly canine in appearance.
Oh,
Just don't touch it with silver.
And we all get in and start heading across town. So where are you taking us?
So we're going all the way back to there. We're gonna go up and down the main furrowway. And we're going down here. And we're gonna come back over here.
All right, AG, you want to draw the first card?
Okay. 8.
8, SJ.
6.
6, Zach.
7.
7, Erica.
2.
2. It happened to a famous person. You get another famous person, AJ.
I like famous people.
A ghost was seen in an old cemetery. The ghost can be heard crying, and the building that is now in its place has a single light on.
Okay, let's see. So, being on the waters, being a port, you have a lot of famous people come through because, it's a luxury way to travel. Nice ships, long stagecoaches, stuff like that. Not like the, push-pull carts that we have to do for Hopco and stuff like that. But there was this famous Isyan. Now, she grew up here, and she had the most beautiful voice. She was a songbird of songbirds. She had a beautiful plumage, and she had everything going for her. She even wore diamonds on her, what do you call Isyan's, ears?
We don't have ears.
But she had them like adorning her head feathers. Anyhow, she had lots of decorations on top of her already decorated self. Now her family came from here, and she had an old family. She's from old times. And so, you know what happens when you come from old times? You have old graves, old cemeteries. And that's the problem. Rumor is her family was cursed. Now, she was very beautiful and very famous and made lots of money traveling from town to town to town, singing for nobilities and, people with, money. But the curse was that when you turn 27, you know it, don't you? You know it. You can see that tower right up there, up on the bridge.
Talk about Melody then.
You heard of her.
Yeah. The 27, man. It gets
the curse of the 27. It's so sad. Now, the curse is, if you're out on the road and you're 27, you're dead. You die. And no one's going to find you. But if you make it back to the tower, her family says, if you make it back to that tower right there, you'll live. But you can never leave. And you could just watch the rest of the world pass away. And only time people will hear you is in the morning when the sun shines and at dusk when the sun sets. And so the thing is they say in the morning you can hear the song, and during the day you just hear the mournful cry of her. But at dusk you can hear her again, hoping for a new night.
I guess it's a good thing we don't turn 27 until next week.
Well, we can find you a tower.
No. No, thank
Plenty
you.
of towers all across this country.
There's lots of towers.
We do like towers.
There used to be one more tower, Rabberto.
Hey,
Which tower is that?
Oh, you don't know this story?
Hey, I don't think we need to rehash it here. Hey, look, it's time for us to get out of the coach and go get something more to drink.
Not standing in that one spot where the soul grabs you by the ankle and drags you down the river if you're mad at
Don't
someone.
feel that hatred in your heart.
The thing that you're not there, Torren. I said I was sorry. It's not like I put the alchemical stuff all like that. Wasn't even organized. Who put their alchemical lab next to a library anyways?
Did you burn something down?
Talking about the towering Gilder?
Yeah.
That was
I heard that there
very
was a
bright
big
night.
fire there.
You've never been to Gilder.
Yeah, I remember seeing it from the repository. That was
Yeah. What?
something.
How
You
would
see the
that catch on
flames for
fire? There were
miles.
so
Hey,
many safeguards.
is that a dog over there? I think I see a black dog. We better go. We better get out of here.
I've been plenty generous enough tonight. I need to hear.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Tales from the Grey Library. Thank you to SJ, Erica, AJ, and Zach for playing on these episodes. Be sure to check the show notes for links to all their projects. Creepy Crawls can be found at nightcastcreative.itch.io. Tales from the Grey Library was produced by Nightcast Creative. For more about us and the things that we make, visit nightcastcreative.com.